So we're back at Throws University for another episode of the Throws Show. And over the last 2 weeks, we've had a lot of monster throws, especially on the women's side and in the collegiate areas with conference championships this past weekend. And so we're going to start right off with our own Ashlyn Giles going absolutely big and winning the high school women's indoor shot national championship, coached by Trevor Stutzman. So Trevor, let's see the creation.
So right here.
And garage strength employee.
That's right. We got this was Ashlyn's sick throw.
So had she won it yet?
So this was a pretty interesting competition. It was back and forth a good amount. Ashlyn started off a little slow in the competition. I think she was 5th going into finals. On her 5th throw, she jumped into first with like a 47 high. And then on her 6th throw, she hit this 49. And then actually the thrower who ended up getting second, Ioma, she threw, on her last throw, she threw, I think it was like 48-10. So like 2 inches.
Geez.
Almost like.
How did I not realize this?
It was honestly incredible. Like the competition all around, like it was a very competitive, and like Ioma, like she stepped up like on her last throw too. Like, you know, she had her big throw on her first throw, had 4 throws that she wasn't quite feeling it, and then on her last throw she gamed up and almost won. So like I think all around, you know, everyone did well.
We had 2 other girls. Emma Callahan got 3rd, and she's right there, and then Trinity Franklin got 4th too. So we had 3 of the top 4 girls, and all 4 of them were over 47.
Yeah,
that's big. You know,
it's a stacked competition. I mean,
2 of them are juniors too, so that's great.
Yeah,
I like Ashlyn's right leg looks better. It's nice and long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she got her left right into the toe board.
Yeah.
That's something we were working on this week and last week.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, big competition. And on the guys' side too.
Hang on, Ashlyn, you're gonna be watching this. I'm still mad that you took off from work yesterday.
So on the guys' side, this was a real amped competition. This is Cooper Mack.
Calnus had some. His one guy I think got 2nd.
Yeah. Yep.
I haven't seen this throw yet. Okay. He's up off his left a little early, but that's still a pretty good toss.
Yeah.
He's right.
So this was like 64 high, I believe.
You were saying this comp was pretty energetic.
Yeah, they were. This is the last throw of prelims. I think it was his 3rd throw. But the whole way through, like they were, you know, getting into it, you know, really building the environment. So it was a good competition.
That's good. I like his left arm in the middle. He's like wide on the back, holds that middle position. He could transfer a little bit better, but
he does work to finish out pretty well too. He's got that little staggered start.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so congrats to those national champs.
High school national champs. I think that's the big thing too, is like this whole indoors has just been so weird with COVID, and now like a lot of people are starting to get vaccinated, so things are starting to open up. It's starting to get to be better weather, but it's been tough for the last 6 months. Really, everybody's dealing with it.
Yeah.
You know, not one person more than the other. So.
Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to mention too is there was a little change up in the women's shot actually, and they like probably about 15 minutes before the women's shot started, they told everyone that they were going to move circles from the wooden circle in the cage to the cement circle in the track, and actually ended up waiting around. So all the throwers ended up waiting around in the infield for about a half an hour to 45 minutes while they were kind of figuring stuff out before they threw. Yeah, right. And like, I don't know, and it was interesting to see how the throwers like reacted. I feel like some were like stressing out, you know, you could see it, like they were leading them back and forth. It was a bit of a mess, but right. And like understandably, you know, you'd be like, all right, I just want to throw. But like, what do you think is the mindset you got to have in that sort of situation? Like, it's not an uncommon situation in track and field, like something like that happening.
Well, I think that's where having rituals and routines comes into play. I think if you can establish what that ritual is, and the thing is like, you have that ritual going, and you might even be taking your pre-workout. You're already caffeinated, but it goes back to restarting the whole ritual, and it's like, all right, well, you know, if I'm going in to compete and it's going to be delayed, you know, it gets delayed by 20, 30, 40 minutes, well, now you can just reset. Now, it stinks because physiologically you're going to have the caffeine, but that will last long enough, and it goes back to that mental perspective of like, all right, I just have to restart my ritual that you know, my warm-ups just get pushed back a little bit. My mental preparation gets pushed back a little bit. My actual physical warm-ups and technical warm-ups, like shadow drills or whatever, gets pushed back. And you've got to be, dude, if you want to be good at anything in life, like we said this yesterday, you have to be able to adapt. And that's just it. Like, that's it. You got to deal with it. You can't, complaining about it doesn't do anything except for bring negativity.
And you're bringing yourself down.
Right.
And that's what makes a difference in a situation like that, is who's going to just dwell on the negative aspects of the competition, and who's going to focus in on, you know, what they're actually doing. And just, you know, it's the same thing. Everyone's in the same boat.
At the end of the day, you have to acknowledge you're throwing an implement. Like, it's not that serious. Take advantage of that opportunity to compete. That's it.
Yeah. And I think that's the other thing. Like, you know, yeah, you're saying, like, looking back over the last year, like, you want to complain, you're like, oh, like, you know, all this is going on, but like last year we didn't have indoor nationals. Right. You know? And I think that's just a cool, like, this perspective to, you know, keep it all, just on the bright side. You know, it's that we competed, like, we had a national competition for the first time in 2 years, and, you know, it was a blast. You know, everyone had you know, competed well and had fun. So.
All right, so next we're moving into Valerie Adams, who I believe is the greatest shot putter in the history of the sport, male or female. She comes out, goes 1965.
Is this her first competition of the year?
And it's, no, I think she competed earlier, but she also, dude, she went like 2 years, I think, without competing. It's just like, really? She comes back and goes 1965.
So she's like, how many Olympic medals does she have
3
so far? And she is a
one silver, 2
legitimate
golds
competitor for a 4th.
Yeah. Oh, geez. And that just looks good, too. That's 1965. I want to see one thing. Her reverse is a little bit different. She doesn't transfer forward as well. Like, she sort of stops a little. So that, yeah, she even may have been slightly off technically there, too.
Yeah.
But good for her, competing well. She's got, I think she has 3 kids, 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah.
What a machine.
That's insane. Yeah.
And I think, you know, that's a great example. Dude, I think that's, with her, she's somebody that everybody could learn from, is taking advantage of the opportunity to compete. She hasn't competed in how long, you know, and she's got kids and a family and all this. And it's like, well, guess what? She can still come out and throw bombs because she sees what she has and takes it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, now we're getting into Ariel Dongmo, who might be my current favorite, outside of all my throwers at GS and Throws U, my current favorite thrower in the world. This will get better. Boom. Look at how quick her right foot stays so close to the circle, and the glider's coming back. You know, Valerie and Dongmo here, just dropping bombs. Oh, she did tie Adams. So 1965, both of them with the world lead, and I think her technique here. I did a technical analysis on this. I don't know if you knew that, Trevor. Did we release that yet?
Not yet. Oh. No, stay tuned.
But her right foot is so quick to the middle, and it barely, there's no like donkey with it. Her knee flexion, her hip flexion stays really, really precise. It doesn't, she doesn't flex her femur, which causes that right to get delayed into the middle. It stays in that set position, and that's why she works so well from the middle to the finish then, because it's so loaded. she creates a better stretch shortening cycle, I believe, in the middle then. And that right shoulder is nice, gets into the toe board.
Yeah.
Big, long finish.
I just like, again, like, you know, everyone, obviously this, you know, on the men's side, the spin seems to be, you know, becoming dominant. But on the women's side, the glide is still, you know, obviously still a major player.
Yeah.
The two best throwers in the world right now are gliders.
And then gone, too.
Yeah. So.
Now, that doesn't discount who we're going to get to next.
Definitely.
Raven Saunders coming back huge. She's been on the comeback for over a year now and looks fantastic. That's nice. Looks good out of the back of the circle. Speed looks phenomenal. That right leg is nice and wide.
She cranks that down in the middle too.
Yep, and then just stays forward. I've always sort of liked her technique.
You know, something interesting is on Saturday at Nationals, Sunday, the Trinity's dad was saying that, I don't know where that's coming from. That was probably the YouTube video.
Gosh, Trevor.
So on Sunday, Trinity's dad was saying how some people have been telling her, some college coaches have been telling her that she might be too short to throw the shot put. She's probably
Why are college coaches so ridiculous? You're too short to throw the shot put. Oh, but Raven Saunders got 5th at the Olympics in 2016 and she's 5'5". Guess what? Tell her that. Tell her.
Right.
Why are you so dumb?
And like, I guess part of that was them saying she should be a hammer thrower, weight thrower, which, I mean, I think she could be a legit, you know, hammer thrower as well, but that doesn't mean that she can't throw the shot put far, obviously.
Right. You're a junior in high school throwing 47 feet. Guess what? You could throw 18 meters in 3 years. Yeah. Same with Emma Callahan. She's shorter. Okay, what are you going to tell her? She can't throw 50 feet. Yeah. She's a junior. And they're probably both going to throw 50 as a junior. Gosh.
I know, and it's like,
how about just be better coaches? How about that?
You look at the results of, you know, of the major conferences this year, and you know, 52 feet is often scoring.
Payton threw 1609 and got 4th at Big 12.
That's a few feet away.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
are you kidding me? Dude, people are ridiculous. That drives me insane. You shouldn't have said that. What are these next to? Do you have a touch screen?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Trevor.
Oh, here are the results. Stat competition. We don't have a video of Jessica Ramsey, but she also went huge. 1950. That's a
this comp in general. You know, Saunders went 57, 1957. Maggie went 1954. Jessica Ramsey 1950. Mm-hmm. 3 big players heading, and then Chase Ely went 1761. But think about that with Chase coming. You know, she's going to be throwing 19 plus. You've got those 4 girls. You've got, you know, Rachel's going to be dropping some bombs. There's going to be a whole bunch of girls dropping big bombs heading into the Olympics and Olympic trials. That's going to be fun. Here's Maggie throwing 1954. I thought her finish here looked quite a bit better than normal. She sort of...
He stays on the left long.
Yeah, on the finish, yeah. I think she falls in a hair, and that leads to a little bit of over-rotation, but she just looks like she's transferring forward a little bit better. This, I don't know if this is her... Is this her best throw? It might be.
Looks like it. Yeah, she works forward well on that at the finish. Stays grounded long. So
she's in good shape, though. You know, that whole field was just phenomenal. Jessica Ramsey's an absolute beast, spark plug as well, and she's had huge throws in the past. And then you start also factoring in Jessica Woodard as well in this mix. There's a lot of girls that are going to be big players that could all not only make the team, but also then challenge, you know, at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tom Walsh, 2160. Recently dropped by Nike because they just can't afford to have throwers. Oh, this is from Arete too. We should point that out. We're stealing your video, Eric. Thank you.
I think it's just nice, you know, you can't, some of these videos, you know, they're just hard to find. So it's awesome, and, you know, people are putting it out there.
So what do you notice here, Trevor?
I mean, the angle's a little hard, but I still just think his left arm is phenomenal. Coming out of the back, he opens it well, holds it well in the middle, then throws it out really well at the front. Yeah. So it's that open, close, open.
Yep. Yeah, I think it looks good.
That's a solid throw. He'll be over 22 in no time.
22 big.
Yeah. So same meet, Jacko Gill going 21.44.
I think we need to take notes here is like, thanks for posting this video, everybody who filmed. But we need to create, at some point, a throws-based media production team.
A manual for how to shoot throws.
How to, like, could you imagine watching an NFL game and you're zoomed in on Tom Brady's elbow and waist? You can't actually see the ball. You can't see his feet. You can't even see the rest of the field. Who teaches these people how to shoot? Jason, did they teach you how to do this at Capitol? But it's like, why are you doing that?
I know, you can't, it's hard to see. You can't even really see what his feet are doing in the circle, but
so this
his upper body looks good.
That guy in the corner here, he was zoomed in too much. Him. He's got that first camera.
Come on, man.
It's okay. We're going to host a lot of meets this summer and in the spring at Garage Strength, so we're going to have a lot better camera work. I promise.
Still, is this a PR for
I think it's close. I think it's close to. I thought he's gone 2150, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I know it's very close.
It's a big mark this year.
This throw I was very impressed with. This is Tally's first time over 20. Dude, I like that throw a lot, man.
He just catches that back.
Yeah.
Really far.
Dude, and it's just North Dakota State churning out, and you see
absolutely dominant.
See how he starts similar to Walsh there? I don't know.
Yeah.
I like this. This is, you know. And what did he throw in high school?
Yeah, right. And here, you know, you wonder, like, you know, how, I don't know how tall he is. He's not like a, you know. I think
his legs look huge. But
yeah, I'm sure he's a strong, like very strong. But I think it's that whole thing that, you know, it's not a one-size-fits-all sort of thing.
This video only has 992 views. Everybody who's watching this needs to go follow Alex Tally98, Alex_Tally98, and comment on this throw being a bomb.
Yeah. And his technique is legit. He gets his right down, he catches the shot back, his left's in the toe board, and he just cranks on the finish.
Yeah. That's sweet. I like that.
So yeah, this is a conference weekend for NCAA, so a bunch of big throws.
Let's hold on 1 second before we get into this, because we didn't plug our own book yet, Trevor. So we were supposed to do this earlier before we shifted to the men's.
Jason gonna yell at us?
The Thrower's Assessment is a book that Trevor and I put together where it's essentially every single thing that you could think of from the problems you have as a thrower. How strong do you need to be? What do you need to bench, clean, you know, back squat to throw certain distances? And then on top of that, even sleep and every little detail that you could come up with that you can use as a tool, as a measurement to strive towards. And you know, if you want to be elite, it'll even say it's a blueprint on how many days a week you need to work out, what type of lifts you need to be focusing on, how many throws you need to be taking. And that's where I think the throws assessment, I've had Division I strength coaches buy the book and then get consultations with me because they want to talk about what's inside of that. So if you have any questions or any issues, any problems around your own training and your own throwing, you can pick up the Throwers Assessment at throwsuniversity.com.
All right.
Back to Nebraska. I actually was talking with Scott Kapos about Berger. He told me, I want to say 2 years ago, he had come out here. He might have been recruiting Payton possibly. But he had said, he's like, yeah, I just got this kid and his dad's an animal from South Africa. And he's like, I think he's got serious potential. You know, he'd send me a couple videos over the years of him, and he called the shot, you know, 2 years ago, going 20-54, winning the Big Ten title. You know, and he even says, like, you sort of feel the whole indoor season, his team in general at Nebraska, just really starting to build. And that's where Ashland's going as well, which is ironic. It's cool. It's pretty neat to see.
Yeah. It's just exciting to see like this kind of success and like knowing Ashland's going into a legit team and like, you know, she's going to keep doing better there. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and he definitely cleaned up. Out of the back, he looks really good. I like how he's moving. He looks pretty big too. He's moving smooth.
Yeah.
So he's probably and here's the other thing: 2054 indoors. We get outside. There's no he could for sure go 21 meters.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be amazing to see how many guys go over 21 this year in the NCAA.
Yep, and then that
including possibly Daniel MacArthur.
Right, I think for sure Daniel MacArthur, and Amin's doing a really good job with him. He's an absolute monster. I think last year he might have gone 2035 indoors, I think, and then this was 2069.
Yeah, I think so.
See, I even think he's a little like that left is slightly blocked off. And it's like I just when I see that it's like, dude, so he's going 26
shot back so far,
and that tells me, dude, he could get into even better shape outside and just go huge.
And I feel like that's actually something that happens more often than not. Sometimes when people get blocked off, like they feel the shot back and the left just sets down right away.
Yeah.
And so it's a big throw because they're back, but it's like it's one of those things where you just combine those two aspects. You catch the shot back and you still get the left around.
Right.
And that's when you can, that's where it's an even bigger bomb.
He looks good though. I think he looks better. I mean, I think if you're watching this, I think he looks better than he did even last year when he went 2035. I think he does even look a little bit thicker. Dropping a huge throw, good celebration. That's big.
That's all we have.
All right. So, in 2 weeks, we will have another episode of the Throws Show. If you have any big monster throws, you can DM them to us at Throws University on Instagram. We'll check out everything that we can as far as what's going on in the throwers world. Our whole goal is that we can update the whole entire throwing world on big throws, men's and women's, and even as we get outside, we're going to start to talk more about the discus, the hammer throw, and the javelin, and really get into all things throws.